What's up, One Pride? Rachel Marie Sports here for the Woodward Sports Network. Once again, the Detroit Lions 2021 schedule has now been released as of Wednesday night. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and roll through that. Week 1, we've got the San Francisco 49ers coming into Ford Field. Week 2, we travel out to Green Bay to face the Packers. Then we come back home week 3 to face the Baltimore Ravens. Traveling to Chicago in week 4 to face the Bears. We then stay on the road to travel to Minnesota. Coming home, we face the Bengals. Then we head out to LA to see Matthew Stafford and the Rams. And then we come back home to face the Philadelphia Eagles. Week 9, we have a bye week. Then we head out to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Stay on the road to face the Browns. Come back home for another Thanksgiving Day game versus the Chicago Bears. Then we stay at home to face the Minnesota Vikings. Then back on the road to face the Denver Broncos. Coming back home, we have the Arizona Cardinals, followed by traveling to Atlanta to face the Falcons, then out to Seattle to face the Seahawks, and ending the season back home at Ford Field versus the Green Bay Packers. So typically at this time of year, you got a lot of people putting out these way too early predictions for the win-loss record on the season. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not gonna do it. And that's partially learning from my past a little bit. Last season on my YouTube channel, I actually made a win-loss prediction video, and I was so horrifyingly wrong. I feel somewhat scarred from that. I also believe, I haven't even seen these Lions in training camp yet. We're way before preseason. Show me the Lions on the field the first 2 weeks, and then I will tell you how I think it's gonna go the rest of the season. But as of right now, I'm staying away from win-loss predictions. I just think there's too many ways that this kind of stuff can go. But we can go ahead and talk about some other topics. For instance, let's talk about my must-watch games, or my important games, I guess you could say. I'm definitely going to start with the San Francisco 49ers. I do think how you set this tone for the season is pretty important. I don't really expect everything to be all together. Week 1 can be a little sloppy. It's not just us. Teams across the board tend to be a little sloppy in week 1. Let's take a look at that season opener versus the Jets a few years back. I mean, that was pretty horrifying to watch. But I do think that it sometimes sets the standard for the rest of the season. I want to see the boys come out strong. The 49ers are a good team. They were riddled with injuries, but they've got some great coaches over there. So it's a tough start to the season, but it's going to be really important just to kind of see how the team comes together and what this coaching staff has got for us there in week 1. Then I'm definitely looking towards the most obvious primetime game, which is not going to be on primetime, and that's when we go to face the Los Angeles Rams. I'm going to be there in person. We were already kind of planning on the LA game before we really knew that Stafford was heading there, but I think it's going to be some really exciting football. Listen, Jared Goff is the one going back with something to prove. It's not like Stafford left Detroit on bad terms the same way that Jared Goff kind of left on bad terms with McVay. So I really think he's gonna go in there with a chip on his shoulder, and I'm hoping that he's gonna play some of his best football because of that. Then I'm definitely looking forward to the Arizona game. It feels like we play them every single season, and that's because we literally do. But the Cardinals have been slowly but surely adding to their roster. They have some great new pieces, as do we, so I think it's going to make for some great football as well. We win, we lose sometimes, we tie sometimes, but this is a year that I am super interested in seeing this game. Also, something of note on our schedule, we have the bird slate. We play all of the teams with a bird mascot. I was told earlier today that no one has actually ever gone undefeated against that slate, so I think it'll be really interesting to try to give that a shot and see if we can do it all. Something I'm a little disappointed about with this year's schedule is that we once again face the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving. I'm just tired of it, aren't you? I'm just tired of it. Switch us back to the Vikings or something. I don't really care. I've got to assume that it has to do with travel and that, being just there in Illinois, the Bears can make it home from their early game and have dinner with their families. And while I do respect that, I just want to mix it up on Thanksgiving. I'm tired of seeing these teams go head to head. And unfortunately, of course, we've lost the last few games as well. A win would feel good, but a different team would feel better. Wait, I don't mean that. I'll take a win any day, but yeah, let's get somebody different. All that to be said, although I am not going through a win-loss prediction in this video, I am interested in seeing what you guys think. So in the comments below, be sure to put what you think our record may be, and even let me know which games you think we're gonna win and which game you think we're gonna lose. You can also interact with me on Twitter. My tag there is @RachMarieSports, and definitely let the guys over at Woodward Sports know what you think as well. Their tag there is, of course, @Woodward Sports. To wrap it all up, as always, one pride.